For those who follow soccer or football, and in particular follow the Premier League, VAR has been ruining football. And my question is to you, the AFL follow the same trajectory? Firstly, is that likely to happen? And secondly, will it help? Soccer or football, whatever you want to call it, is the biggest sport in the world. It's a worldwide sport, the most watched sport, the most money in the sport. And in the Premier League in particular, is the best and the richest league in the world. With billions and billions and billions of dollars and television rights and etc, etc. They can afford whatever they want. And a big debate in the Premier League this season is basically VAR. And if you don't know what VAR is, it stands for Video Assistant Referee, which is basically when the referees on field make a decision. If it's a very key part of the game, like a goal is scored or a big foul is made, VAR will intervene and decide, whether that player is offside, whether it is deemed as a red card, a yellow card, no offense, a foul. Is it a handball? Is it a penalty? So many things. It says here that VAR is a match official in association football who assists the referee by reviewing decisions using video footage and providing advice to the referee based on those reviews. Long story short, the VAR was brought in relatively recent into the Premier League to get more accurate decision, because at the end of the day, if the linesmen, the referees make a decision, the chances are it could be wrong, and if you do have VAR there, it is meant to 100% give you a conclusive answer whether the ref is right or wrong and then overturn that decision. Now, if football or soccer is the biggest sport in the world, should the AFL be mirroring what they do? Now, soccer and the AFL, Aussie rules, they're very similar in many respects. They are both physical sports with a wide range of rules, so many rules, and the rules are not black and white. There are many, many grey areas in both sporting codes. Compare that to cricket, where you have the snicker, you have hotspot. They are conclusive decisions 99.99% of the times. There are sports that don't have grey areas, but these two sports have massive grey areas. Here are a couple examples of why VAR is controversial.
But let me just switch angles. I think it might be this angle better.
Hey.
Happy with this angle?
You got good eyes, you don't you?
2D line on the boot.
2D line on the boot.
Yep, okay.
Wait, no, wait.
So 2D line on the boot.
And
I'll
stop.
zoom
Check
in.
complete. Check complete. It's fine. Perfect.
Yep.
Yeah.
Off.
Thank you, mate.
Wait.
Good process,
The
carry
on-field
on.
decision was offside. Are you happy with this?
Yeah.
Are you happy with this?
Offside
On-field
is goal. Yeah.
But the AFL has had some absolute horror decisions. Umpires always make wrong decisions. It's bound to happen. They're human beings. I forget what the thing is called. I'll put it up here, but this is what the AFL uses to decide things like whether a ball hits the post, is touched, etc, is it out of bounds. The AFL is nowhere near as rich. It'll never be anywhere near as rich as soccer, in particular the Premier League. But if we could afford to have things like VAR, the question is, would it help? Now, in many respects, it should help. If you had cameras all around the stadium, and if a goal was kicked and it looked like the ball may or may not have been out, you're just not sure, could you pause the game, go to a video screen on the side like the referees in the Premier League do, their little screen, and then have accurate technology where the cameras show whether the ball is in or out? Same with, can you have more cameras highlighting a better angle or better view, more angles of whether a ball is touched by an opposition player? I mean, even today, when a ball is touched by a player, it is 1 pixel. It is so unclear, and half the time, if you're watching it with mates, half of them think it's touched, the other half don't. You just can't tell. Look at really key decisions as well. The one I always come back to is that Anzac Day game between Collingwood and Essendon, where the umpires were so clearly biased towards Collingwood. These are some of the decisions the umpires got incorrect in that game.
Varco's handball to Moore. That's holding the footy. Not paid. Merritt should have been. That's ball. Yeah. Made a really good effort there. Oscar Elliott, that's holding the ball. No. Handball, play on. Gee, holding the ball. Well, McKenna and I were on the same page.
Crisper, left footer, remember. Gets around one. Bagley, chewed off too much. Oh boy! Every player on the ground has stopped. Every player stopped. Then in comes Hoskin Elliott. Guelphy did well in front. Stevenson tackled. That's incorrect disposal. It has to be. It has to be. And now
So that's just an example. If you had VAR there, could you somehow pause the game, have a look at that? But at the end of the day, it has to lead to a goal. In the AFL, it can only lead to a goal, really. If you look at soccer, it can lead to a goal, a penalty, red card, or a yellow card. Or particularly a red card. So maybe, you know, the AFL could look at introducing card systems. The NRL already has them, rugby has them, soccer has them, so why doesn't the AFL? I've already talked about why I think red cards and yellow cards should be in the AFL. If you watch my AFL CEO video I did a while ago. But at the end of the day, my question is, should the AFL introduce more greater technology? We've always had troubles with it. There's always been issues with incorrect calls in the AFL, whether it's if a ball was touched, if it went through the post, if it went out of bounds.
All over the top, McGlynn goes to the goal. And now Gibson reckons it's touched. Oh, he does too. Let's have a listen. Josh, hang on.
Sorry, I believe it's a goal.
It looks like the finger
completed.
definitely bent back.
Call.
Yeah, no, it's not. You can't say it's categoric, though. It's just on the edge of this sort of range there.
Higgins, good. No, not. Oh, is it? Is it? I think it's a goal.
It's whether it's touched on the line, I think, Bruce, but I think you're right.
Have the ball. Thanks, Mark. Just have the ball. Thank you.
That's a goal.
Thanks, mate.
No, it doesn't touch the post there. There's daylight.
That's a goal then.
That's a goal.
Reviewed and taken back from Scotty Pendlebury.
Oh, no. That's touched again, I think, Lingy.
All clear. All clear.
Jeez.
It'll go back to the middle. The umpire sitting up in the box will say, no, we need to review it. And look at the players pointing to the big scoreboard.
This is the 1v2. You see the ball there, just shaving the post.
It's had a big night. Is this his big moment? McKernan's gone long. He's gone straight.
The Giants are saying this is touch, so this will be reviewed. Oh, I reckon they've got a finger on that.
Yeah. Is there enough evidence to overturn it?
You can see the finger go back.
I mean, Jeremy Cameron had one the season that just went where he picked up the ball from out of bounds clearly.
Incidents, one which the AFL has signed off on, and I don't have an issue with them signing off on this. I mean, that boundary umpire is in good position. They presented another problem for the system was that the mark was paid and then he kicked an extraordinary goal. This is the one though. Brad Close in the last quarter, handballing to Jeremy Cameron out of bounds with two field umpires.
These are some of the worst umpire decisions in the AFL.
Hawkins couldn't get the front, but the back will do. Oh boy. Yeah. Go back the other way. Clark, well done, Deb. Butler ran him down. Saints fans thought it was holding the footy. Frederick wraps up Bradley Hill, and he's being pinged. They're going to go nuts here, the Saints fans. In 50.
Jumpers in the area. Another great tackle. No, it's a push.
Oh, and 50 for JB.
No, it's not going to work.
He put the hands in the air to go in.
Towards the pocket. It'll drop short. Front and centre, Nunes. Tight angle. Amazing.
This angle, we can see the ball is touched by the Richmond defender. Decision on the scoreboard.
Boss, unflappable.
Out then, Geelong. Quick pass to Atkins.
They took all the risks, didn't they?
Again. Ginnivan was at a push. No. It was brilliant from
This Jack Ginnivan, for all intents and purposes, a double-handed push. They just don't pay free kicks to Ginnivan. There's a separate football.
O'Brien has it sent in his direction and gets taken high. Tackle looked okay. Hit the ball. Not a free kick play.
Jath seems to be in best position. Oh, they're going to pay a block.
Oh.
Wow.
All right. Tom!
Ainsworth. That's ball. Has to be ball. It's not ball. Good pressure though all round. Actually on here at Harville. It's a little vortex in that pocket. How is that not a free? That's two in that pocket. They haven't been.
To Pendlebury. Ginnivan. So the called hold the ball. Explain it, Kingy. What have you seen?
That's the one.
Now, after watching those, would VAR help? It is the future of football, technology being used more so, and sort of referees and their point of view of the decision being outruled. Maybe even just like the big games, the finals, you can more so use it. The problem with VAR though, if it was to be introduced, obviously, firstly, things won't always be correct. There will be mess ups, but it slows down the game a lot. That's a big complaint soccer fans have at the stadium when they're watching the game is it's constantly stop, stop, start, stop, start. And the brilliance of football, AFL and soccer is it's constantly quick. Counter-attacks, always going, no real breaks. It's on. Compare that to rugby, cricket, you know, there's a point in the game and then it stops for 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 20 seconds, a minute, whatever. Another thing they could use VAR for is head injuries. Is a player deemed to be worthy of a suspension given a particular head injury or just tackle or anything like that? Because that's also a thing people just keep getting wrong. Anyway, that's just my question. A bit of a different video there, kind of asking you guys what your thoughts are. If you gave me an option, I would have VAR for goals. Basically, get more technology and get more cameras in, get more video assistant referees in, just more heads, and that when a goal is kicked, if it looks dubious, when the umpire's taking the ball to the goal square, which they already kind of do, really look at all the angles. Is it a goal? Blah, blah, blah. And if it is looking like it's not a goal, or for whatever reason it was a goal when it was scored a point, pause the game really quick and get it done. But let me know if you agree. Yeah, let me know in the comments. Make sure you like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Follow the TikTok FTFooty, and I'll see you in another video.